Bubble offers us a native multi dropdown. If you come here to plugins, you'll be able to find just by typing multi select dropdown. Okay, you can see here that is not the best UI, but is it works and maybe it can fit to your to the UI of your entire app. But if you want something custom, if you want something with a different UI, with something a little bit better, you can build your own like I did here. We have the same functionalities like you can see. You can select one, two, or all of them. And instead of like this one, we have the little icon to remove from our selection. We can just drag and drop here to our remove group. So today I'm going to show you how I build it. Here first, we need a couple things on our database. First, something to display as our choice selections. Here we have option set that I built. You can call whatever you want, but notice a couple of things. Here we have our display, which will be text that we are displaying. We have color 1 and color 2. We are using color 2 for our border, for title, and for our icon color. And for color 1 will be the background. Remember, color 1 a little bit lighter, color 2 a little bit darker. Now, another thing that we need on our database. Here in our data type user, we have this data type here called variables. I use this data type just to interact with our UI. Here we have our variables. The only ones that we are using for this specific element is multi-choice, which is the data that we are using. In this case, the option set, just one, we don't need a list, and our multi-direct, which will be a boolean, a yes or no. For this guy here, I created a reusable element. I always recommend you to create every element or everything that you want to, that you may be adding in more than one place, has a user role element. Okay, clicking here, edit element. The structure that we have here is very simple. Okay, nothing too complex. One thing that you need to download or to install actually is the drag and drop. Okay, this guy here, draggable elements. Okay, these will be needed. So here in our design, we have our reusable element. Here we have our input, which is basically just a group. Inside this input, we have our pin group, which will be our selected choices. Okay, so once we select something, we want to be able to show what we have selected. And this data source for this repeating group is a custom state that we added into our reusable element. So here in our reusable element, we have a custom state called multi-choices. The data source, the data is multi-choices, our option set that I just showed you. This will be a list, of course, because we want to display all the selection that we are choosing. And inside this repeating group, we have our group to display our choices, right? So here we have our repeating group. And if we expand here, we see this drag group. This drag group is another reusable element that I will explain you in a little bit. But here, when we don't have anything selected on our list, we want to display something to the user. So we have a text here, choose some options. I copied from Bubbles multi dropdown. Okay. And if you see here, we have our remove choice group. Our remove choice group consists in a simple group. Okay. This group, inside this group, we have a drop area. And inside this drop area, just something to say, hey, this is to remove this choice from your selection. A text and an icon. Pretty simple. And here is hidden, but the conditional to be showed is when our current user variables multi-drag that I just showed you is yes, then this guy is visible. Okay, so now let me show you what we have for our focus group. Our focus group will be the one like this to display the entire choices that we have, to all choices that we have for this multi dropdown. Okay, so here's something very simple too. Okay, nothing too complex. Let me hide this one here and hide this one here. So we have our repeating group. Inside of the repeating group data source is all OS multi choices. And inside our group, we just have our the icon and the text. The text is of course our pen group multi choices display, and the font color is this choice color 2. Okay. For the icon, we also use the same color, the dynamic color, this choice, parent group choice, color 2. Okay. And I just added this conditional because we can't add the icons into our data, like the option set or data types. So we have here the conditionals to when this group is choice 2, we change the icon. When is choice 3, we change it again. Okay. So we have this nice effect here to have something that it looks more customized. Okay. Of course, the UI, you can do whatever you want, but to match this one, you can see here that I have a simple group with a solid border with a lighter gray, very light gray. I use the same one in here. And here you saw that we have for our input, like this here guy here, when it's focused, we have this border to change the colors and add a shadow. Here we have the same thing, but when the group focus is visible, then we change the border color and we add box shadow. Okay, so now that we covered all the UI for this guy, let's go to the other reusable element, that is our choice. Remember here that I showed you this guy here is another reusable element, just because when we have a draggable element inside a repeating group, we can't use the conditional when this guy is dragged. Okay, and this is what we want. So here in this reusable element, let me show you the UI that we have, the structure that we have. First, this the first thing that we have is a drop area, because when we have a drag and drop group, and let's say we select by mistake, like let's select by mistake, let's turn this back, and we don't want this to be removed. Okay, so when we drag and drop again, we have a workflow just to do basically nothing. Okay, then we have our drag and drop group. We have a group inside with the same thing that we have on our repeating group with all the choices. We have text and we have an icon. For the border, like I said, we have this option set color 2. For the background, color 1. For our icon, color 2, and for our text, also color 2. Okay, we have the same conditionals here for this icon. Okay, and if we go here to our workflow, we have one that is for when this drag drop group is dragged, and we can only use this because we are inside a reusable element and not inside a repeating group directly. Okay, then we can use the data types that we created. So if you see here, we make a change to our current user variable, and we change the multi-dragged, which is yes, just to tell the app, hey, this guy here has been dragged for some reason. And the multi-choice is this drag and drop multi-choice option set. You understand. Now, when we drag by mistake, and we return this to the area where it was, to our multi drop-down input. We just want to say multi dragged is no, because nothing is being dragged anymore, and multi choice is empty. So if we go back here, you can see our workflows. The first workflow that we have is we want to display the group focus. Okay, so if we click here, we want that list with all our options to be displayed. So we have a toggle. Okay, just toggle this group focus. Now, when the group, right, inside the group focus is selected, when we select a choice, we want to change the custom state, right? So the custom state of our reusable element, we have these reusable element multi choices plus item, this item that we just clicked. Okay, and then we just hide this focus group. So if we see here, we select here, we hide the focus group. Okay. And when we have something dropped into our remove group, okay, this guy in red that I showed you, this guy here, when we have something dragged in here, then what we want to do is set the state again. The state will be this reusable element state, custom state multi choices minus item current user variables multi choice. That's why when we drag the other reusable element, we set the variable multi choice to the one that is being dragged. Okay, and then here, after I remove these from our custom state list, we just we reset our data type. So here the multi choice will be empty and multi drag will be no. So then at the end, this is our result, our final result. We can select one, can remove it, can select 2, 3, remove it again, and you can have these customized to your UI, to whatever you need to your app. So if you think this video was useful for you, if you learned something here, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button. I will let the link in the description of the editor for this guy here. Also, if you want help to build your app, I will let the link for my website in the description. You can just contact me with what you want to build or any questions that you have. So thanks for joining me, and see you in the next video.